This program and its contents are designed for information and educational purposes only. This program does not render medical advice or professional services and is not intended to be a substitute for professional care. The information provided here should not be used for the purposes of diagnosing or treating a medical or psychiatric condition. If you have or suspect you may have a health problem, consult your healthcare provider.
Hi, welcome to Positive Momentum TV, and join the fun. Theresa and I have been having a good time off camera. We're hoping to have at least as much fun on.
Absolutely.
By the way, this is Theresa Falk. She is a intuitive.
I'm a psychic medium,
Okay.
a pet psychic. I have psychometry, which means I can hold something and I can read the energy off of it.
And you're a lot of fun. We've been having a great time.
And we have been having a great time. I know it's all about chemistry.
It is.
We just feel each other's energy. It's awesome.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So one of the questions I've had, and we were just talking about this, is both of us work outside of our chosen professions or chosen paths or whatever you want to call it. Do you find it difficult to transition from the left brain to the creative and to be able to relax? I guess the best way. I don't know how to. Help me. Save me.
When you say relax, are you talking a literal body relax or a get your mind in where it needs to be without all the worry of what you had during the day?
Sure.
Okay. Here's the difference for me.
Okay.
You work in an office. I work with kids.
Oh.
I'm a special ed para.
Okay.
And so I have to be careful because as an empath, I feel other energies.
Ooh.
And I can react to that. So for you in creativity, my thing was I could feel things about them, but I felt I was in the closet because I was scared to come out.
Okay.
And it was hard for me to be happy knowing that I could be doing more. But I'm happy to say that last year I came out of the closet, and not only am I helping the kids, but teachers come to me as well. So it's I'm much happier because I can interrelate the two.
Oh, very good.
So you unfortunately have totally different mentalities and different energies that you have to deal with.
Yeah, I'm in finance.
Yes.
Kind of all left brain.
It is.
Not supposed to have any fun.
But you're feeling, I know, well, you could, but I don't know how that would work out. But you as an empath, you feel other people's energies.
Oh, yeah.
So you're trying to do your thing, but you're over here saying, somebody needs something because I can feel it, and what is happening? And then you get lost and your balance is off. Mm-hmm. It's getting that balance. So we were talking earlier, if you're an empath and you feel other people's energies, you need to protect yourself, and you can put up that proverbial wall in front of that area that's bugging you or that you're feeling is dragging you down. That'll help you stay a little more balanced so you don't feel as off and as lonely as you're feeling right now.
So can we elaborate a little bit on
Sure.
different kinds of bubbles and how to do it, or how to just I'm always get stuck on the how.
Well, you know what? It's all up to whatever works for you. Mm-hmm. My brother uses bubble wrap. Some people use a coat of armor. I myself like a gelatinous bubble, and I see little gold stars, and that's religious to me, or not religious, that's spiritual to me.
Okay.
And I feel safe. So it literally is whatever you want to put around you.
And it's not necessarily has to be a physical barrier. It's a
mental.
Thank you.
So I've gotten to the point now that I will ask the angels, like when I go to school and I know it's a crazy day with the energies, I'll ask, please protect me and put that bubble that I'm familiar with around me in case I forget, and then I will have a better day helping people I need to help. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
And we were just talking real quick. I was helping someone that was having a lot of trouble with people around her in an office.
Right.
She put a tin roof on top of her cubicle, and she put a bubble around her in, I don't remember what she used. It was wood or it was like what I use. But it stopped the craziness around her, and she could work, and she was comfortable again. So you'll have to do that, and then we'll talk again. And you can share. Yes, that's your homework. You can do it.
I can do it.
You can.
I can. Chris, did you hear that? You need to put a bubble around you when you're around me.
Right.
Save yourself.
I'll give you a lesson when we're done.
Save yourself.
My husband's an empath too. It's a journey.
Well, my husband is one of the best receivers I have ever met.
Oh.
I mean, he can pick up on things. It's just...
He just knows how you're feeling.
Well, he knows things.
Oh, so not just the emotional.
Yeah, and he can pick up things, and we can be, like, I can't get out of my own way when we're trying, you ever, back when we first started into the spiritual stuff, we used to try to get into alpha and stuff. He can do this stuff.
That's awesome.
And he can pick up on things. You can send him a message, telepathically, he'll pick it up.
Yep.
I'm like, oh, you suck. Not in a bad way.
I know. Everybody has it though, but like with you, you close yourself because you have to.
I'm scattered. I'm everywhere.
And when you're scattered and when you find yourself sighing a lot, it means you need to find yourself because you're not centered.
I know. I lost me somewhere, and my GPS screwed up.
Talking to GPSs, I couldn't find the place she saved me. Just saying.
I can find other people, I just can't find me.
And I was saying, being a psychic medium, the only gift I wasn't given was to find things, and that's the one I really need.
Isn't that the way it works?
My husband's the one finding my keys. Yeah, absolutely.
I might get one of those clapper things.
That's what I said. I'd lose it though, but I'd like one of those clappers. I know. I know.
Oh man.
For you, you do have intuitiveness. You're just afraid to use it.
Oh yeah.
And that's okay. Right now, the way you're feeling, when you feel stronger of being off balance, of being frustrated, you're ready to move on to use your gift.
I can't get much more off balance than I already.
So, sister, you are ready to start using that gift.
I'm standing on the edge, taking up way too much space.
Right? Because you need to do that right now. Are you familiar with? I always feel spirit up here, guys. So when you see me pointing, we make our souls and our spirit says, "This is what I want to experience in this lifetime. This is what I want to deal with." We also decide when we're going to blossom with our life path gift that we're going to help other people. You are feeling yours. Yours has come to fruition. It is time for you to use your gift to help other people. Doesn't mean you have to quit your job. It just means you have to find who you are and use that so you're comfortable without coming out of the closet if you don't want to. And there is a way to do that.
I don't care if I'm out of the closet. I'm crazy. I'm crazy. Ask anybody who knows me. I'm good.
I know, that's why we get along so well. But you're one of my tribe. That's why you're feeling that. It is just time for you because you need to use more of your gift.
So how? Again, we're back to the how.
Because when you hear that little voice and you ignore it and you say, dang it, I should have did that. You're not listening to that little voice, which is your guide, which is your loved one, which is your guardian angel.
Well, I know, and I'm sure there's others out there, and this is probably, and the reason we're going to bring this up, because I'm probably not the only one that's this messed up, that I have made so many mistakes that you get to the point, or at least I'm to the point, where I don't trust anything.
Okay.
It's like, okay, well, I did that, and look what happened. I did this, and look what happened. And I did that, and look what happened. So you get kind of down on, no, not kind of.
You just get down.
Oh
you get frustrated.
I beat myself to bloody pulp. If I would have talked to anybody else like that, they would have probably locked me up for assault.
Okay, because you beat yourself up.
Oh, my stars.
But what I want to ask you is...
No.
What? What'd you say?
No. No, go ahead.
Oh, I have stories about that. Not with you, but just what you have to do is... I lost my train of thought. What is it you said? I fell off the train.
The train derailed.
Okay, when you went through those experiences and you said, why? What did it bring you that you didn't see? What lesson did you learn?
Not to trust myself.
But you're missing something because usually you
yeah.
get something to help you through.
Yeah, I'm sure I am. And I've been told I will, and here's the thing too, and I know it's not just me.
Right.
I will beat myself up at the first mistake, but I will not give myself any credit when I do something right. I'm going to be starting to share this because what happens is we have past lifetimes of emotions that we bring with us if we don't remove them, as you know. Mm-hmm. We all know that we understand. I was going to say you have a semi-full. Even in this lifetime alone, what happens is we're inside a vessel that is to protect our spirit. Our brain is there to protect
All it knows is an emotion, and it's going to react to it whether it fits what's happening now or what fit 20 years ago.
Okay, keep going. I like
So
it.
what you have to do is when you're feeling that way is ask yourself, now, does this emotion fit with what's happening right now? No, but it's a reaction because it kind of feels like it did back then, but it's not the same circumstances. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
So we have a walnut that's an issue. And a lot of times we put these layers of emotions because our brain says, oh my God, I've been there, I need to protect myself. Mm-hmm. And that's what our brain does. We have to override it and tell it we're safe and it's okay. This was way from back then, it's not now.
So basically what you're saying is this is a lot like dealing with anxiety.
Yes, because here's the hardest thing. The hardest thing is letting go of your human protection and letting your spiritual guidance, all the signs that are sent, all the messages that are sent, flowers, numbers, they all represent spirit. They all represent messages. If you follow those, you are so much more empowered by letting spirit guide you than letting your human fear protect you.
Well, fear doesn't protect you from anything but nothing.
Fear is just an emotion that is misunderstood. But if you figure out what you're fearful of, you can face it on and realize it's an emotion. And an emotion is something that you can overtake. That's not a big deal.
Well, and I understand that fear, and this is one thing I want to make clear, fear is a natural, normal, it keeps us from jumping in front of the bus.
Absolutely.
Or standing too close to that cliff that I'm trying to not fall off.
Well,
of.
and it will make you step back and get your surroundings and
Right.
make sense of what's going on.
Right. It's when it's out of context. It's that fear or anxiety, and I'll use the word anxiety because that's what I experience a lot of. And it's the response to something that's perceived, not truly dangerous.
Right.
And if you ever if you realize this, you get a near miss, it's not till after it that you have a reaction. You're in total control of everything you need to be in control of to be able to get yourself out of that situation until you're done.
Right.
That's when you have that anxious or fearful response.
Right. It's fight, flight,
Right.
or freeze.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's
And it's okay to have it, but
Yes.
again, it's a balance of fear. It's a balance of trust.
right. And you just don't want to unpack and live there. And frankly, what I have found is the more we allow this fear or perceived fear or the perception, and okay, well, all right, I'll step back. No, I'll step back. And before you know it, you're living in a box this big. So
That's
it's
very,
all the
very
same.
true, because you're trying to protect yourself. The saying that I like a lot is fear is F-E-A-R, false evidence appearing real.
Right, and that's true.
So we're afraid of getting ourselves into a position of having to feel like we did when we thought something like it had happened in the past.
So using your tools,
Yeah.
how do you step into whatever it is you need to step into, even with the fear or trying to protect yourself or whatever? How do you use your tools?
I was blessed that when I was at Guided by Angels, there were many wonderful people that we were going through the same journey. Trying to break through that fear, we all would laugh and cry and help each other. That helps immensely. Mm-hmm. So I would say do not be afraid to ask. Spiritually or people here that have a gift that can help you or have had an experience. It's okay. That's the best way. Hands-on, understand it, trust it. It's okay to screw up, but move on from that. Because when it is spiritually guided and it is your gift, it doesn't matter how hard you fall, it doesn't matter which way you fall, you are always picked up.
Very cool.
So let me give you an example.
Okay.
My husband, Jack, last February, he had a dissecting aortic aneurysm. He dropped to the floor, and by the grace of God, we ended up at a hospital. The doctor was smart enough to do a CAT scan, got him over to where he needed to be to have emergency surgery. He had a 10% survival rate.
Oh my goodness.
So I was one that would never ask for help. I didn't want to ask for help. I figured I could do everything on my own. Mm-hmm. I tweeted out to everyone that I messaged everyone that I knew who had a gift of healing. And I said, will you please help me? Mm-hmm. I said, this is going on and I need everybody to help. And hearing the after, he was very uncomfortable at first. There's people that can go in and talk to you when you are in surgery or in your transition of dying and talk to your spirit, talk to your higher self. And so they talked to him. And one of the ladies that I worked with at Guided by Angels said to me, I've never met him, but I knew his energy. And she said, I was meditating and giving him my energy, and he came bouncing at me and said, I want to live, I want to live. So he had decided during that surgery. Well, now we're finding, and I knew he always had this gift, he's probably going to start sharing messages with other people. He is divine intervention. He was to survive.
Very cool.
It is amazing.
It is, and it's finding and holding on to those stories and finding people who are real. You know, I mean, you watch TV and you hear this stuff, and you know, it's never touched. It's never been real, and it's hard. I'm very much a doubting Thomas. Okay.
Yep.
I am.
Anybody psychic, they were the biggest skeptics ever.
You know, and I've come to the realization, and it was one of those kind of hit me with a ton of bricks kind of thing. It's not that I don't believe, because I believe a lot of things, and that's what I see. Believing is seeing, not seeing is believing. So I have to believe it before I can see it. And that's my doubting Thomas, not the, okay, Lord, show me. No, it's show me, then I'll see it.
And you just answered yourself. The minute you start trusting and you believe it before you see it, that's how you're going to help yourself.
That's going to be a tough one.
You know, it's not tough, and I'm going to say this because you get into our circle and let us help you, because once you start saying what your fears are, once you start talking about what you need, what your fears are, I grew up thinking I always had to be perfect to make everything okay. And it wasn't until I started telling other people what my fears were and what I felt my faults were, I was so empowered. I let go of it. It wasn't mine to hang on to anymore.
I love that.
And that's like with what you need to go through right now.
Cool.
It's okay to say what you feel and what your fears are. Sometimes you'll realize it's a real fear you need to hang on to and get rid of. You've already learned it's time to get rid of it. Some you'll realize is just an emotion that you don't need. Mm-hmm. It's just hanging on. It's like hijacking. It's time to let them go.
Yeah. I'm an emotional pack rat. Yeah.
Oh, me too.
Oh, I have got that semi-trailer we talked about.
Absolutely.
Backhoe.
But you got to be careful what you put back in when you release. Here's what happens when you release.
Okay.
You literally remove, let me give you the adage of, if you buy a brand new couch, if you don't move your old couch, you're not going to have any place to put your beautiful new one. If you don't release the negativity, the hurt, the stuff you're ready, your body says, I'm ready for you to release, you can't receive all the positive. You can't receive the guidance and have it be placed in your heart and your soul to help you.
Okay. So we're going to do this group. By the way, we're talking about doing a group where we get the people from Guided by Angels, Soulworks.
A bunch of us that
bunch of us.
Yeah, we have a great rapport and great energy and love to help.
And we're going to sit here and chat about stuff.
Absolutely.
So we would love to hear your opinion. You can reach us at positivemomentum@cox.net and send us your suggestions, your pointers, your questions, your queries, and
as you say that, I think it would be fun to have a call-in show or something of where we could answer.
We can go live.
Yeah.
We can do a live show.
That would be fun.
I've never done one, but let's get this thing rolling, and
Yep.
then we could do a couple live shows. That would be fun, and I think the studio would like that too.
Right now, it's about children and it's about animals. People are realizing they have a soul. They have something to give us. Called starseed children that are being born
Yes.
now, right? They come with a beautiful gift to share, and people need to learn that and understand that because, and you'll notice this, and I get this a lot in my readings, people as yourself, even if it's finances, people that are doctors, people that are therapists, they are starting to use their spiritual gift so they can balance both sides. because that's what the world needs right now. We're too medicated with ADDers, and all of them aren't ADDers. They just have this gift that they don't understand.
Well, not only that, I have a theory on that too. On top of, like you said, they're gifted. But we're sitting there and we're doing nothing but sitting on our bums in school, at home, wherever we sit. We're a very sedentary society. And many of us have energy we need to use. We need to expend that energy, or we expend the energy.
Yeah, amen. Yes.
So, and we're not in a climate where it's really okay to just, don't know about you, but, going outside right now might slip on my butt.
Well, you know what, and as you say that, and as we're talking, I keep hearing guided messages to share.
Okay, please.
Medication dummies down. It dulls the senses. So do the games that the kids play.
We're gonna touch on that again, but right now apparently we're out of time, so I need to wrap this one up.
Okay.
Please, you've been great. We're gonna do this again.
I've enjoyed this. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We didn't have as much fun, but we're still having fun.
I know.
I know.
We'll talk again about this and see where we're at.
Yes. Thank you for watching Positive Momentum TV. Okay, guys. Now we're having fun because they're messing with me.
I didn't know we were up there. I could have looked.
Have a great night. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Hello, and welcome back to Positive Momentum TV. I have Theresa Falk, and we are going to have some fun anyway. We're hoping to.
It's a good conversation about a wonderful subject. Sometimes you just have to tell your spirit, I'm taking this for you. And you go back and look at it. Here's the secret. Remember we talked about this with your layers of emotions that you need to work through?
Yes.
You need to write down how you're really feeling. And it could be as ugly or as beautiful as you need it to be, because you're just releasing an emotion, and emotion does not define who you are.
Do you hear that, people?
And then you throw it away or you burn it. That's one thing that you need to do before you ever talk to somebody who is important to you and that you want to talk about something, because that walnut of an issue has these layers of emotions. And we talked about how our human vessel tries to protect us.
Right.
And so it will shut down if we see an eye roll or if we hear a word that we heard before.
Right.
So if you want to talk to someone about something, and you know what, even yourself in the mirror, you want to write what you're feeling. You are so lazy and you need to be doing something other than just sitting and doing finances, whatever you feel, because it's an emotion that doesn't mean anything. So you need to get rid of it. Burn it up. And then when you talk to yourself or you talk to that other person, you're going to start off on a different level without the emotion coming out first.
Oh.
And then you don't have the reactions. Then you're not sparring an emotion that doesn't count because you want to get to this issue. You know what happens sometimes is the one person has to do it. The other person sees that there's a change. And that, a lot of times, will start the other person doing it as well. And you say, you know what? I love you for protecting me, but I don't need you anymore. I'll pull you out when I need you, but right now I have control over this. You don't.
Okay.
And I promise you, it will get to that point, because I'm a type A. I'm fear-based. I knew my husband had a spiritual gift. He wasn't on the same wavelength as I was, and it drove me crazy, and we fought a lot. And it wasn't until I was told, and I did it, I just had to back off and let him have his own journey. And this was from a higher guide that came through a special reading. I just had to let him do his own journey. And things are the way they are, and it's okay if someone with you isn't on the same level, but you're still on journeys together. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's okay to not be where you think you should be in your journey. You may have taken a left where you should have taken a right, but you know what happens? You still meet people who help you along the way, and they get you back to where you need to be. It's okay. It just took a little bit longer.
It's okay. Wherever you are, whatever, it's okay.
Yes.
There's no judgments.
There is no judgment. Everybody has their own journey on their own time. And you know what? We choose the journey that our soul needs to. For me, mine was trust. And it took me a long time to be able to trust, but I was able to beat that. So it's never beat yourself up for what you are here to learn. Realize it. So you never hate what you went through. There's a reason. Intuitives have to walk the walk before they can talk the talk, or you'll never be able to share and understand what they're going through and understand what the messages are to help them to continue.
And what I find ironic in its own way is the hypnosis helped you. It helped me at first, but I don't know if it was me or it was just the fact that I lost faith in it or in my journey itself.
And sometimes, you know what? It means you did everything you were supposed to do, what you had chosen, who you were going to help. You're done.
Okay.
So it's time to go on to your next gift.
Okay.
We make what's called soul contracts. Are you familiar with those?
Yeah, I'm not sure, because different people look at them different ways.
Okay, the way that I can appreciate them is before we're born, we have our spirit guides that are going to help us through our journey. Soul contracts are you and I and other people. Before we're ever born, we say, I'm going to meet with you in 2018 and I'm going to help you through this and vice versa. So you may have already accomplished all those missions and helped you who you were supposed to help. So it's time to move on to a different plateau with the knowledge that you had as your hypnotist and that gift, and move it up to that next level with your intuitiveness. Doesn't mean you have to get rid of one. It means you just incorporate them and help this new strength and this new guidance and this new gift.
Okay. Cool. So,
It is an awesome journey when you allow yourself to experience it and realize that there's no good or bad. It's just the journey.
yes. Thank you for watching Positive Momentum TV. Okay, guys. Now we're having fun because they're messing with me.
I didn't know we were up there. I could have looked.
Have a great night. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.